Well, the Egyptian government would say that it's making more concessions. In the last hour or so, we've heard that the hours of the curfew, the nighttime curfew, are being shortened here. Of course, that curfew has, in many places, been largely ignored by the protesters who've still been out on the streets, notwithstanding. I've been speaking to the political analyst Saeed Shahadat, and I asked him how he thought this would end, and particularly what he thought of that continuing presence in Tahrir Square.
The problem is they are starting these demonstrations. They are the people who should dialogue with the government, but no representative for them yet. So they need to organize themselves in order to sort out this stuff. And without the government making any concrete concessions, like changing the Article 76, 77, like putting some people before trial. So without concrete steps taken, I think it will stand still in Egypt, and Tahrir Square demonstrator will be there.
But the government says this is just a protest. It's a process. They are promising to look at all those issues. It's just not something that happens overnight.
No, there is some steps can be taken overnight, like putting some, like the former Minister of Interior, some people, their money were frozen, they were banned from traveling, so there is some suspicion about them. They should be put before trial on the TV, before everyone. So in this case, the trust of young people in the government will increase and it will ease the tension. But as far as the demonstrators in Tahrir Square, they don't trust the government, even they ask for Mubarak to leave. It's not as simple, but if the government taking really concrete steps and make people trust them, especially because there is some stuff can be taken immediately.
But concrete steps, look at the unprecedented talks, including the Muslim Brotherhood on Sunday. Look at the fact that day by day the curfew is being reduced. Aren't those concrete steps?
I don't think so, because like all the Muslim Brotherhoods, they were not contributing in the demonstration at the beginning. They joined after that. All the normal, like formal political parties like Al-Wafd, Al-Tajammu, and whatever, they don't have any ground in the street. The majority of these young people are not part of any political faction, and they are not really representing this dialogue. So this dialogue on behalf of the youth, but they are not representing the youth. So this is not concrete steps. The concrete steps, as I told you before, concrete steps like changing the constitution quickly, putting not like negotiation for a month and a month and a month. The trust will not be getting back from the government.
But the protesters surely can't stay indefinitely in the square. I mean, all around us you can hear the Cairo traffic. Things are starting to get back to normal. Won't the protesters risk being left behind?
No, I don't think so, because like as you mentioned, like the stock market is still closed, still the school almost like 3 hours, the banks are 3 hours. So it's not like and the protesters, they are like surviving for now almost 2 weeks. I think they are going to carry on unless the government the demonstrator increasing by the time, even the army trying to put them in designated areas in order to make the traffic going through. But he's still insisting for the departure of Mubarak, even though I think it's not Mubarak himself, but the concrete steps, as I said before, in the government, making some concrete things, immediate action to get the trust. Otherwise, I think they will carry on, and it will be like confusion, I think, transitional period, and to be clarified. It will take at least 2-3 weeks in order to clarify what the result of the dialogue, what the youth will do. So it's still in transitional period.
The political analyst Saeed Shahadat, as you can imagine, we've been gauging many views on where this political